let's make sure everything's up and running. Hey yo, we are good to go. Okay, share that. Click that. Go. Alright. Let's do this real quick. Pause that. Okay, that's good. One more second, guys. Let me get the last of my windows set up here. So much stuff to juggle. Yo, what's up, Yarrow? How you doing, man? How you doing? Alright, let me get my other window up here. Gotta make sure I get my chats up. Alright. I think we are good. Adrian, how you doing, man? What's up? What's up? Alright. We're good to roll. Alright. Last time, we were working on the hand. So yes, well, last time, I'm like yesterday. Not yesterday, bro. We did this. So we did a little bit of adjustment to the anatomy of the hand. There we go. Unbroke his wrist, which is good. Fixed up his fingers a little bit after. And then we went in and did some details. So we'll continue with the details today. We'll finish his hand, and then I think we're gonna start on his leg. I think is the plan. Looking at his back details that we did a little while ago, I just feel it's not where I want it, so I think I'm gonna redo it. What's up, Grubber? How you doing, man? So this is God of War Troll fan art, and I'm working on this as a statue / collectible pipeline. So posed it in the beginning because I want to work on it posed, and probably won't be taking it much past the high-res sculpt stage. Yo, what's up, Ashley? How you doing? Ashley, we've got an Ashley sighting. Oh my gosh. How you doing, Ash? How's things? Alright, so we're gonna jump back into doing hand details. We're not gonna go crazy, as crazy as this, because we want to make sure that the right amount of work is in the right places. So we don't need to go to this crazy detail, like over here or whatever. Doing good, doing good. Nice. Hannibal, what's up? I missed you guys. I missed my fam. Alright, let's make sure that we're recording. Alright, what do we got over here? Alright, so we got kind of this division happening, which is good. I like that. A little something different. Ash, are you still streaming? Or are you still on a hiatus, or what's going on with you? try a little bit. Wednesdays, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Well, I'll try to make tomorrow's stream then. Yeah. Try to get a little bit more roundness out of this guy here. Jacob, how you doing, buddy? How are you, sir? No, you're a sir. No, you're a sir. Don't you call me sir, sir. Kind of like this little bit of a ridge line that is happening between the style of skin that's on the top of the finger versus the whoa. Whoa. Let's give you guys a little bit of a taste of the concepts that I'm working from here real quick. Just so this is the dude bro. I'm not going exactly one for one. Kind of doing a little bit of an alternate version. But this is the heavy inspiration. Heavy inspiration. Being lazy. Look, just because you get a job doesn't mean you can't. Doesn't mean you can disappear from the world, bro. You know what I mean? Can't have you being disappearing and stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna go too crazy with the details in there, but let's at least make it somewhat family here. Oh, you're being lazy at work. Gotcha. Tardaman, hey man, thanks buddy. Doing personal work at stuff. At work? Nice. Oh, at home. Not only you. Well, it's first day back from American vacation at least. So we'll see how productive Tuesday morning at work is for us West Coasters here pretty soon. Alright, so we're getting a little bit less geo down in here, so I kind of want to make sure that I don't do a bunch of crazy stuff in those areas. We'll just do some major form things so that we don't get that little craziness happening. Okay. I think we may have to pull back a little bit on this stuff here. Just because I'm not really planning on making any more subdivisions to this. So I want to make sure that I'm not getting a bunch of craziness happening. There we go. Hold on one sec, guys. Okay, I'm making sure my daughter wasn't awake. What's up, Diver? Hey, me too. Can you combine organic model with static ones like guns and ZBrush? Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Alright, let's start grabbing some of these guys. You'll find on knuckles, usually they're a little bit more like oval shaped instead of things, you know, instead of like things happening like this where it kind of breaks this oval shape. You'll tend to find that type of thing happening more often where it's a little bit more of like this oval football shape. How is it decided who's streaming on Pixelogic? They ask us if we'd like to stream, and then we said, yeah, these days work for me, and then they say, okay, cool, we'll have you on those days. That's how it works. Or are you talking about like who in general? There's a vetting process. You know, reach out to the Pixelogic guys if you're interested, and then they'll let you know if they got room. If they got the room. Okay, just trying to get a little bit more form happening through here. I think there's a little too much happening on this knuckle. So let's just pull this guy back. And let's pull this guy back. Okay. Let's do that. That feels a little bit better. Alright, what did we do on this guy? We just started adding. So we'll depict the division between the skin. Yeah, they try to get a good kind of rounded amount of types of people to stream on Pixelogic. So there's a lot of different types of people. So I feel it's a pretty good mix at this point. You got stylized guys, you got realistic people, you got character, you got video game, you got printing, you've got jewelry, all kinds of stuff. I'll just pull these guys down a little bit. Just pull that level back so that we have Just some kind of form change in the level there. Alright, let's start adding some more of these details in here. Trying to think about, when I'm doing this, I'm trying to think about how the skin pulls and folds in these areas. Try to give a little bit more believability. You won't see this too much in here, but I still want to make sure that most of it is fully realized. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just continue to add just a little bit of hints of this surface breakup through here. I don't want to get all crazy with trying to make a fingerprint or anything, but how big is this going to be printed? I'm thinking probably around 16, between 12 and 18 inches. That's kind of my goal. So I think when you have that in mind about the overall size that you'd like it to be printed at, then you can gauge the amount of details that you can go down into. Alright, because if it's a super small sculpt, all this stuff would never show up. And all of this, you know, if this is like 2 inches, it probably wouldn't get much of this. But, you know, if you're sitting there where this guy is, you know, about yay high, yeah, you'll probably see a lot of those details. I probably won't paint it. Oh, sweet. Alright, everybody, it's time to cross everybody's fingers to see if it will save on crash. Come on, baby. Yeah, I think it will. Awesome. But what I may do is, depending on if I'm sick of this project yet, by the time the sculpt is done, I may poly paint it, just for shits and giggles, you know. Alright, let's see if it... I do have to say that save on crash thing, awesome. Yeah, I know, right? Let's see. Aha! Haha! Sweet! Save it! Save it! Alright. Yay, save on crash. Thank you, Pixelogic. It's a little bit of a, like, thank you for saving on crash, even though you're crashing. It's a little weird, right? Save on crash, though. One of the best features ever. Alright, let's just continue to add some details in here. So for this one, arm strength, we're going to just be doing the sculpt because it's for collectible and statue pipeline. So this particular case, for this project, I won't be doing UVing and stuff because it's not going to be for game res. But if you would like to follow my personal channel, I'm actually working on the Horizon Zero Dawn guy right now, or I'm finishing up all of the bakes. And they're actually looking pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with it. So that project I'm working on my personal channel because I'm past the bake stage, past the sculpt stage. I don't really have the capacity to continue that pipeline in Pixelogic stream. So I am doing that on my personal channel if you'd like to follow that. Right there is the channel. Just / Brendon Isaiah Bengtson. Good luck on the spelling. Copy paste is your friend. Coffee. Okay, let's just keep rolling. I want to pull out some of these areas a little bit and break up the surface, just to add a little bit more life into the sculpt here. Well, what are you confused about? I'm just going to get rid of that one. It looks a little bit weird. Well, you know, not everything has the video game pipeline. So in this particular project, this is it won't be containing that need. You know what I mean? It won't be needing that need. We got a little bit of shifting happening there. We'll just break this surface up just a little bit. I love this part, this time in a project where you just get to go to town on little details. Oh, I love it. Love it. Could sit and do this for hours. Wait, I already do. Again, I don't want to go too crazy in here, but at least I want it to family, right? I want it to make sure that when sitting next to each other, they look the same. Okay. We'll do just a little bit more in here. What's up, Universe? How you guys doing? Feeling good. Feeling good. Okay. Finger number 2. Finger number 3. Alright, actually, you know what? I think maybe we'll move on to something different. You guys kind of get the idea of how I did that. Let's just finish this finger. You know, it just comes with practice. I used to hate working on hands. Hated it. And I was like, you know what? I suck at hands. So I'm going to spend some time doing some hands. Yes, I do. Actually, that's at this point that's the only one I have for sale. I actually have more coming. I'm formulating my plans as we speak. But if you are interested, as Ashley said, I do have a hand sculpting tutorial in ZBrush. If you are interested, I actually think the Labor Day sale is still going on. I think it's still good today. So if you use BIB, what is it? BIB Labor Day 18, I think is the code. You get 50% off on that tutorial. I think through today. What I would do is I would either go to my Twitter or my Facebook, and it is posted on there. Look at you, Ash. I take back everything bad anybody ever said about you. Thanks for the help. I appreciate it, man. There it is. That's the one. That should still be good today. Should. I can't promise it. We'll see if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's $5. But yeah, that's I basically go over from 0 to hero in that. Just doing I go from nothing to block out to all the forms and shapes and stuff. Coffee's a hell of a drug. I will drink to that. Thank you very much. Yes. On fire. Ashley's on fire with the alley-oops. Okay. So what we're gonna do is let's just finish up this to show you guys how I did the other one, and then I think we're gonna move on, and then maybe I'll do these two off stream. I don't want to waste a bunch of time. Yeah, let's just finish this one, and then maybe we'll move to the leg. So I'll add a little bit more surface variation in some of these areas. I kind of go when I'm doing that. I usually go between clay tubes and inflate. Inflate's really good when you have these like little dashing details like this, where you're trying to get kind of that leather or skin surface. Just breathes just enough life into the surface. See that? So some of those subtle surface variations really make or break the believability of highly realistic. Did I set a deadline for this project is the question? No, I did not. I probably should, but it's a personal project, so it's kind of meh or nah, you know? It's it's personal practice. I don't really have a whole lot of time to work on stuff at home, so I use these streams actually to keep me motivated. I think we need a little bit more in here. What if we do this and we pull this back? And then we pull some of this up. Just break that up just a little bit. It's kind of tough to get in there. You know, I think what we'll do is... Thanks, man. It's all that hand tutorial is all real time, so it's basically this format where I go in and take it step by step and explain what I'm doing and how and why. So what I want to do is I want some of this detail to kind of creep up into this side here. So it's isolating just this finger so I can kind of get in there. So what I'm doing is I'm always checking the silhouettes and how they're reading at that silhouette point. We've got like this little inner thing happening here I don't really like too much. And then this little ridge is a little bit weird. Thinking maybe what I could do is just give this a little bit more there, and then pull this in a little bit. 3D environment artist books. Actually, you know what? I don't. That's a interesting conundrum. There are some good environment artists on Twitch though for 3D. I was wondering if my personal UI is available for DL. Absolutely. If you go to my website, which is right there, it's on the front page. It's free. There's two versions. This is version 2, is what I have here. This is actually a modified version 2, but this is the basics of version 2. And then there's a version 1 which is way more slimmed down. So if you want this style, I would go with the version 2 that's on there. It's just on my front page. Or you can go to my Gumroad, it's on there too. Let's go to inflate real quick, and then I kind of want to just take this on a different level here. So I'm going to try to push this in a touch and just pull this out. I really kind of want it to read 2 layers. Let me pull this out, push this in a little bit. I like using inflate for this because it tends to keep the details while also giving some nice surface variation when I'm doing this. So when I'm pushing and pulling around areas where I have some details already mapped out, I usually will use the inflate brush. Inflate, deflate. Yeah, no problem, man. You guys are, you're more than welcome to, if you want to start out with this UI and then just build your own from that, have at it. How about you? Alright. I think this is getting close to being to a point where I'm okay with it. Looks like a finger. Looks like a family's with that one. maybe what we'll do is we'll add just a little bit more depth in this area. So we got a lot of depth happening here, and maybe not so much in here. So maybe what we'll do is Overambitious says, to be honest, I don't know if it's true, but recently I've noticed that there are more 3D character artists than environment artists. Does that mean that environment artists are in more demand in the industry? It's kind of an interesting conundrum at the moment. Well, not necessarily at the moment, but if you look at a game studio, the number of character art positions versus environment art positions are about maybe a third. So there's probably in a big studio you probably got between 4 and 6 character artists, where you may have 10 or more environment artists. So there's actually typically more environment art positions. I think you may see character artists more because it's kind of I know it's kind of an inspiration job or position, you know? Like character art is kind of one of those positions where it inspires people to kind of get into the industry, where you're like, oh man, I want to do character. Like, oh, those characters are awesome. That's what I want to do, you know? It's one of those things, you know. There's more people that are affected that way by character art than there are people that are like, oh, that hair effects, you know. Oh, I want to be a hair artist, or man, those effects are sick. I want to be a VFX artist, you know. Yeah, or TDs, or you know, any of that. So it's kind of it's one of those positions. Character art is one of those positions where it inspires people to get in, which is awesome. The unfortunate side of that is that there's less of those positions than there are, and less demand than there are for other positions that are equally skilled, if not require more skill. You know what I mean? Well, that's not true. The skill level is different. I really don't like how straight this is right here. Right? You don't have a lot of people that go, oh my god, look at that chair. I want to be a chair artist. I'm so sweat. I am working hard. I was messing with you. So I'm just trying to break up this silhouette right here. It was way too straight. So I'm really trying to make sure that I pay attention to how all the forms are happening. So if I pull this in a little bit and kind of pull it out here, I break up that straightness, and I add to the overall shape of the. Some chairs are really awesome though. You are correct. Some chairs are really awesome. And there's no less skill that goes into making a super dope chair than making a super dope character, you know? So I think that's why you see a lot of character artists, because it's an inspiration job. You know, it's the type of job that gets people excited and want to learn, and you know. Oh, thanks, over. So that's why you typically see it a lot. But I mean, it's a little catch-22 because character art is definitely changing in the industry right now. You see a lot of things going to outsource in studios, and a lot more of the actual content creation is actually going to outsource studios instead of in-studio positions. It's a little bit interesting right now. I think this is coming out in too much now. I just want a little bit of variation. Nothing crazy. Maybe what we'll do is we'll bring it this way. Oh, sorry, but how long in hours do I do it? Do I do character art? Right now it's about 10 hours a day, because that's what I do for work. But before, I was doing, you know, a lot. Probably not as much as 10 hours a day, but a lot. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is you can try out different things, and then if something isn't for you, then move to something that you like, you know? I mean, I for a long time in my early career, I really loved animation. I was thrilled and exhilarated by watching all that, like the 2D animation stuff. You're like, oh man, you're making your drawings move and have character and weight and stuff. Like, that is freaking cool. And then I took a 2D animation class, and I was like, nope, that's cool, but it's not for me. Oh man, I hate it. I mean, I love my teacher, I love the content, but oh man, I hated doing that. Oh, I hated it. I was like, nope, I found one thing I'm definitely not going to do. That's 2D animation. Nope. Negative, Ghost Rider. Pattern is full. Yeah, I don't like rigging either. I'm not a big coder either, so, and I love anatomy. You know, there's been plenty of times in my career where kind of, you know, like, well, you know, there's only so many character art positions, and to be able to be at the level where you know, you're working in a big AAA studio, and there's only a certain amount of people um, that get to that level, you know, that not necessarily even get to that level, but like get that job. It's freaking tough, man. But then, you know, I was like, you know what? No, I love anatomy. I love doing characters. I love sculpting characters. I'm like, I'm a character guy. That's what I'm gonna do. If it takes even longer to get a job and get in the industry, then that's just more fuel for my fire, you know? And you do that long enough, one day you look back and you're like, holy shit, it worked. Okay, so we got the idea. That's how you do a finger. Um, Feels pretty good. Alright, so we'll put up, now that we got a bunch of people here, there's a couple places that I'd like to work on next, and then we'll put it up to you guys for a vote. How about that? So, either we can do wrist forearm and flush that out some more, or do the leg, and foot, or let's see what I was going to do, the head, or we can continue with the head. There's a bunch of stuff It still needs to get worked out up here. Lots of stuff that needs to get worked out here. So, so the vote is work on the head, forearm, wrist, or leg, foot. What do you guys think? Old Jeopardy, when they're sitting there waiting. Fill in your answer. We'll wait. Okay, got some foot, got some head. A couple heads. A couple foots. Need something new. Alright. Okay, got a couple heads, couple feets. Personally, I think leg and foot would be good. Leg or foot or hand or face. While we do that, maybe we'll just work on a little bit of form stuff here. Foot for balance. Ah, I see what you did there. Sunglasses and butterfly sandals. Of course you would, Dougie. Of course you would. I don't want this too rounded up here because I already got loads of work in the head. Okay, I think we'll do leg, foot. So we get into a little bit of a process because we have to separate the toes and stuff, and there's a lot of work to do on this dude. So let's just do the. Did I make his booty though? I mean, he's got a little booty under there. Got to have a little bit of booty to make that form. So a booty. All right, so let's do leg and foot. So right now we've got you know, so he was retopoed or Z-remeshed and then just projected earlier from Dynamesh, but there really isn't enough geo down here. So, you know, how do we go about getting from here to getting somewhere where we have enough geo where we can actually do that? Well, that's a good question. So here's what we're going to do. First off, just duplicate it. And then we're just going to Dynamesh the crap out of it. That's what we're going to do. Dynamesh. No, I don't want to. So what we're going to do is, let's go up to 2. We'll delete lower. And we'll Dynamesh at 56. That's definitely not enough, so we'll go 256. Dynamesh. That's probably enough for now. Actually, you know what? Let's go 512 for now. No. 128. I was like, duh, 256 divided by 2. Alright. So now, we can just divide all this up. Let's see. I'm going to make the little toes a little bit smaller. Maybe what we'll do is we'll actually do his little pinky toe out this way. I'll do this there, and we'll do this. Suddenly I find myself working on feet that I hate the most. Live on stream. Yay. How did I get talked into this? Who talked me into this? I bet it was you, Ashley. You're like, quick, everybody, vote on feet. He hates feet. This will be awesome. This is gonna be awesome. Alright, let's work on the... It was Ashley. Let's work on the overall shape here. What are these feet gonna look like? So I'm gonna take cues from this dude's foot. May not do something as swollen as this, but we'll do something like these guys, where it's not like a typical foot, it's actually like kind of a gross foot. Gross feet. Gross. Seeing somebody suffer is fun. Well, enjoy. I'm one of those people that absolutely detest feet. Hate feet. Hate them. I'm a pretty loving guy in this world. There's only a few things that I truly detest, and one of them is feet. They're just gross. Just gross. Some other non-feet people too, because they're just gross. Gross. Alright, we'll try to get a little bit of separation here now. Ugh. Okay. Redynamesh that. So this is what I'll do a couple of times. Is I'll just go and try to get the Dynamesh to give me some separation before I ZRemesh it. I may have to do some trickery to get each one of them separated from each other. Or what I could do is just sculpt them together. Because technically it's going to be printed together anyways. Let's turn this other one off. It's going to be printed together anyways, so maybe we'll see. I think I need to smush this guy down a little bit. Blah. No actual animals were harmed during this production. It's just pixels and voxels. Nothing to worry about here. Nothing to see. Nothing to see. Maybe what I'm wondering if it'd be better to kind of actually pose his toes. Maybe it'd actually be better to move this dude. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's maybe just too much to move him. What if I actually move this dude up here? So he's like his toes is the ball of his foot is on the deer. And then we could actually probably do something cool where instead of it being a flat foot, we could actually what? Not like that. You can actually kind of bow it back like this. Or his heel's dropping down a little bit further. But we can rotate it where it's supposed to rotate. A little bit more weight on it. Or what we could do is do it the opposite way, where this dude is back and his foot's actually dipping down. Then we could actually hide his foot a little bit better. I like that. So we'll see what that looks like. So instead, we'll dip his foot forward. Yeah, that looks like he's pointing his toe, though. Looks a little bit weird. And he looks a little dainty, like he's pointing his toe. A little much there, bro. I think maybe let's try forward again. Go to unmask center. Yeah, right? It just looks a little too dainty, you know? With his toes going forward like that. Decisions. That kind of feels a little better. We'd have to go in and resculpt this just a little bit, which is fine. You don't really have that bowing out of the what is that, the Achilles tendon? Yeah, it's more of a stretching. then the interesting part is that your calf muscles no longer are tensed, so they're more relaxed if it's up this way, right? So you actually would be seeing more mass in the calf back here, but you would actually be seeing less mass here, and actually be pulling down a little further. So we'll stretch that, not too much. At least we'll adjust for it. Okay. Maybe we'll just go with that, and then what we'll do is we'll grab this part and we'll just toes down. How's that look? A little bit better. Feels like he's got a little bit more dynamic weight on that. I think what we can do is actually bring this guy back a little bit. Ooh, that toe. Ooh. So the challenge is, how do I make these toes look good? That's going to be a challenge. That's the challenge, man. Uglier the better. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. We're gonna make it super ugly. Yeah, I think we got to go all in with the super ugliness. I think maybe what we'll do is we'll actually pull these this way. It kind of got like this direction, like this gross direction to his toe. wait to see if until I could pull this off before we get into the whole "you're a good sculptor" thing. Okay, so maybe what we'll do is we'll get a little knuckle. Let's just map in where they actually will go. You know, maybe they're off to the side like this, like super gross, like. And maybe this one, maybe he's just got like that little one there. Maybe that's why he's so angry, is because he's got like super gross feet. So let's add a little bit more now. I think we're good to kind of subdivide a little bit here. Well, let's work on the shape a little bit more first. Angry at his gross feet. Right? I mean, you know, sometimes that's a deep rooted issue for people, is I hate everything because I have gross feet. You know, you never know. Ryan says, how long have you been sculpting in ZBrush for? Today or in general? I'm thinking probably you're asking in general, but the ingrown toenail like these would probably make anybody mad. Yeah, I agree. Um, I've been sculpting in ZBrush pretty much full time for about 4 or 5 years now. I mean, I would be upset and mad if I had feet like this. I hate ugly toes. I hate feet, and now I'm sculpting ugly toes. This is great stream for me, guys. Great stream. Great stream. Okay, we've got the knuckle comes out here like this. IMM feet. You know, it's the funny thing. I was actually like considering, you know, the follow up to my hand tutorial to being how to sculpt feet, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna put myself through that. I'm not gonna put you guys through that either. Unless there's like a huge like, oh, we really want to know how to sculpt feet. I don't just, you know, I don't see that happening. Bring up some old people feet, then you're gonna see. I can't even like at this point. I can't look at reference at all. Like I wouldn't be able to look at the reference at all. Like I would just shut down and be like, nope, I'm gonna go play video games or stick my head in the dirt or something. That's got to be better. Yeah, like when you're sculpting like near realistic feet, you know, even if it's something like this, where like there's a possibility that like, you know, it could exist. That's one thing. But when you're doing like monster feet and stuff like that's a little bit easier. I don't know if I would want to do a foot tutorial though. Like, there would have to be like so much pre-order, like so much pre-order. Like I would have to have like, I don't know, 50 to 100 pre-orders before I did a foot tutorial. Something crazy where they would be like, "Nah, man, we're already committed to you, bro. Now you got to do it." I think that's one of the only times that I would actually probably do it. Like maybe like a GoFundMe type of thing, you know? Yeah, it doesn't happen too much. I mean, unless you're doing like, you know, somebody who has feet, you know, in their tutorial, or I mean, in their concept. It does happen. It does happen. You know, I haven't done many tongues either. Now that you mention it. Okay, let's see what that shape looks like. It's pretty gross. I think they're getting too long. I think I can actually pull them back in a little bit. Maybe we'll do that where like the second toe is longer than the first toe. A lot of people get it mad when they have their second toe is larger than their big toe, or longer, not larger. All right, let's shape some of these guys up. What is going on here, bro? I'm using the Wacom Intuos 5, and I have made my entire career on this tablet. It's a good tablet. Dougie. I would definitely not do it then. I think I would just quit altogether. Altogether. Just, but you know what? I think I'm done with character art. I'm done. What if his toenails come out like this? And down. Roman feet. So, your father was a woman? No, 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 no. Roman. Oh, good old Monty Python. Yeah, maybe they like go off to the side like that. And they're like pointy. You know, when I woke up this morning, it's not exactly the most exciting part of my sculpting day that I was thinking of. Yeah, gross. Alright. I think the overall shapes are getting there. We could add a little bit more curvature here. Bring this out. Just looking at the overall silhouettes, just making sure that the shapes are feeling okay. His big toenail should be wider. Ooh, that's a little bit too tall. Too tall, man. Make his. Man, we'll try a little wider. Oh, feet. Oh, feet. Yeah, well, they look like feet. That's a good start, right? Alright, let's save this real quick. Blessed are the meek. Yeah, what's up, Indy? How you doing, man? So, the way the ankle works is the fibula on the outside is lower for stability than the tibia on the inside. And we'll just bring this in a little bit. Alright. So I think we're good to move on to the next stage for this one. Add a little bit more. So let's go to 256. Alright. So when I do a up-res in Dynamesh, I usually like doing just a quick clay polish. It tends to clean things up a little bit. But if it's a little too much, yeah, he's super chunky. Little chunk meister. You know what's been bugging me? Let me fix this real quick. I'm gonna go back to. Let's go back to base details. So one thing that's bugging me is that he just doesn't have the right roundness, like this movement going on. So I think what I'm gonna do is try to. I think what's making that happen is this here. This is tend to be stretched a little bit more. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Yeah, we'll continue. Alright, so now I've got a little bit more details in here. Ryan says, do you work from home or work in-house? Currently, I am working at Crystal Dynamics. So it's a in-studio job at the moment. But I have done freelance stuff for a little while. Last couple of years I did a lot of work from in-house. I'm going to do AccuCurve here, and then just pull this back. See if we can get a little bit more separation through here. In case you guys don't know what AccuCurve is, here's the difference. So if I have move on, it will move everything that's in the small circle of my reticle here, with a fall off to the outer circle, right? So it kind of gives this nice roundedness. But if I have AccuCurve on, what that does is it actually pulls it to a point like that. That's what AccuCurve does. So if I want to kind of like pull this stuff to a point, I'll just throw on AccuCurve real quick. And I think in AccuCurve you can find in brush curve AccuCurve. So brush, curve, Aggie curve right there. That's the other nice thing too, is if you have my custom UI and you need to find where that actual button is, or anybody's UI, if you hold down control over any button, you'll actually get the button path on the bottom there. Really helpful. Topological. That's super handy. Gravity. So forth and so on. Alright, let's get a little bit more separation here. Start digging these in a little bit more. Oh, feet. Get some form detail happening in here. Or some form separation, I should say. Yeah, I can't talk about the Avengers project. We're under tight lips. Loose lips sinks ships. Yeah, now we're starting to get gross. Now we're starting to get gross. Maybe what we'll do is... How we doing here? This needs a little bit more curvature here. Let's turn AccuCurve off though. And a little bit of curvature to that toenail. Okay. I think for separation that... Thanks, Apology. Appreciate it, man. I think for overall shape, it's starting to get there a little bit. What we'll do is pull this up just a little. Okay. I think that's enough major form change that we can get back to out of Dynamesh and back into subdivisions. Alright. Alright, so then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and let's duplicate this guy one more time. Make sure that I have everything off. So let's actually grab this guy. We're going to throw him down to the bottom. So the things that I have turned off, I usually throw down to the bottom because I don't want to have to go back through this whole stack of things. So we'll call this leg original, and we'll go ahead and leave that off. Alright, so then we have those two legs. Basically I need to turn everything off so I can reproject. But I want to be able to know which pieces that I have off normally. So just throw those down to the bottom when I do that. Now we have this, so we shift click the eye, so it turns everything off, and we turn this one on, and this one on, and this one on. So this is my duplicate. Right, that's my duplicate. So in this one, we'll go ahead and just do ZBrush. Before I do that, I'm going to save it. Paranoia. Okay, so then from here, let's just turn off Dynamesh. And then we'll use my trusty 20 by 20. And then we'll do, let's target 5,000 first and see how that does. Go! Calculator. Do I have a schedule on my streaming for my personal stream or for this? It's actually not too bad. But let's try maybe 10,000. We'll double that. For this month on ZBrush, I'll tell you right now, right about now. I am on. Let's see. And personal. All right, I'll give you both. I'm on today and the 25th is my next Pixelogic stream. I don't have a set schedule for my personal stream, just because my schedule's kind of all over the place on when I have time or not. So I don't really have a set schedule for my personal stream. But I try to get in at least a couple a month. When will you be on today? I'm on now, Dougie. Duh. How do you get a job streaming for ZBrush? If you just reach out to the Pixelogic guys. And there's kind of a vetting process. And if it works out between you two, then they'll offer you something. So let's divide this a couple of times now. Up to, let's say, divide, we'll say that. 2.5 million. There you go, Dougie. Wake up, buddy. Alright, so now what I can do is if I unsolo everything, you can see the difference between the two, right? Now I can reproject. So if I go down to 1, I usually just for, yeah, no problem, right? We'll just do a quick project, and then we'll head up to 2, project. I don't think you actually have to do each level. I just like doing it just because it makes me feel better. And then we'll go up to 5. This may take a minute. Projecting mesh details. Sometimes it's fun just using like super voice for normal things. Projecting mesh details. I don't know. Weird. Alright, so then we'll take this guy, we'll name him Leg Dyna. Okay, and then we'll just shift click down. That'll throw this all the way down to the bottom. And then we'll just grab this guy. Let's turn everything on, turn off solo. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Joanne. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? And then we'll go turn these off. There we go. So now I've got a redone foot with some subdivisions, and I'm ready to rock and roll with some layers. Is it ironic that this troll has layers? Of course, he's not an ogre, so I guess maybe a little bit different. Now let's just add one here. We'll just throw a quick smooth over some of these other shapes. I kind of want to get away from some of the weird shapes that are happening, and then we'll just start over here. So my background is a little bit weird when it comes to my education and how I kind of came up. I did go to 3D college and got my bachelor's in 3D animation and modeling. So I graduated it back. So I attended college from 2002 to 2003 to 2007. So when I graduated in 2007, it was kind of a bad time in the industry. So I wasn't really excited about where the gaming industry was. So I had a chance to go into the medical and dental field. So I actually worked in medical and dental for about 4 or 5 years right out of college. So I was doing, mostly I was doing medical modeling for the orthodontics and facial reconstructive surgery areas. So I got to spend a lot of time sculpting teeth and skulls. That was actually awesome. But then 2013 I went to my first BlizzCon, and then I caught the game bug. After that, I was like, man, I got to get back into gaming so bad. So in 2013, the moment I got back from that show, I started on my portfolio again, and have been doing game work ever since. So the interesting thing about that, though, was the things that had changed in the industry between 2013 and 2007 and 2013 was, I don't know, pretty much everything changed about the pipeline. Almost everything changed. That's when ZBrush really became popular, really changed the whole dynamics of current high-res or realistic pipelines. That's when Dynamesh and retopologizing became popular. So I did have to teach myself all of that. So it's a little bit of both. I was originally taught in school all the traditional stuff. But when I got back into the industry, I had to reteach myself all the current stuff. The first game company that I did work for, oh man. Like big company or like super small company? How old am I? You never ask a woman how old they are. I was joking. I'm 39. I'm turning the big 40 this year. Is it better to know acting in order to be a hardcore animator? I don't think you need to know how to act, but you should be comfortable with it. Yeah, I see a lot of the animators that I work with doing stuff all the time. So, the first major company that I worked for was, I did some work for Blue Isle Studios, up in Canada. They did, Slenderman, and they did, but the game I worked on was Citadel Forged in Fire, I think it was what it was called. That was one of my first major games. And then after that, I worked for Sony San Diego. Pegged is 26. It's a baby face, bro. It's a baby face. Gets him every time. Black Balloon Party? Is that what 40 is? Is Black Balloon Party? Frickin' 40, man. I'm 40 this year. Jesus. What am I doing with my life? I'm still playing video games. Making video games. And you know what, though? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Alright, well, let's just start getting some things happening in here. So yeah, Sony, and then I worked for EA Visceral for a little while, and then now I'm working for Crystal Dynamics. Try to get shape of these guys out just a little bit here. Shape it up, man. So you've been told. Okay. I have no idea what I'm gonna do for my 40th birthday. Cry a little bit inside. You know what? I'm okay. You know, 40, I'm married. Second kid's on the way. I'm working my dream jobs. I got a motorcycle. I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good. I think I'm good. Do game companies have a nice working atmosphere in general? I think it really depends on the studio. A lot of them these days are. They're definitely getting better. Because they're really about attracting talent, you know. It's not so much the sweatshops as it used to be in the late 2000s. Crystal Dynamics is really good about taking care of their employees. They really treat us well. Thanks, Franco. But yeah, you know, most large companies are doing a really good job now with taking care of their employees. Yeah, there's some there's a mix of Twitch people, YouTube people, and Facebook. Mike Simbursky, dude, what's up, buddy? How are you, man? Yeah, he's coming along. He's coming along, man. Mike Wazowski. Can you suggest me some freelancing websites? It's kind of a I don't really know many other than like freelance.com or whatever. I don't know. One of my dream jobs is actually to work for Games Workshop at some point. I love Warhammer. I've grown up listening and watching and playing and painting all that stuff. Michael Zbrush. Hey, by the way, if you guys don't know Michael Zbrush, he's a great character artist. Actually works with me at Crystal Dynamics. He actually put out some hair tutorials if you guys are interested in that, using fiber mesh. Dude, I gotta plug you while you're here, Mike. It's a rare sighting that you're here, so I gotta plug you. Do you know how's the gaming industry in Canada and where to apply for jobs? Oh, there's tons of places in Canada. Are you kidding me? Half the industry's in Canada. Ubisoft, freaking name it, and it's probably up there. Oh, links for Mikey. We gotta find Mike's tutorial real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Mike Zbrush. Let's do ArtStation real quick. Because I've actually used this this hair tutorial a couple of times, so I got it, Mike. Sorry, bro. All right. Where am I gonna put this? I actually gonna have to put this into I don't have chat up, actually. That's annoying. I'm gonna put this into the Twitch chat. There you go. You guys can take a look at this one. This is how you spell his name. Zbrush. Zbrush. But he's got some awesome hair tutorial for baking cards with fiber mesh. Definitely gotta check it out. Check it out! Alright, back to the thing. Alright. Get back to it. Indeed.com has some job listings for graphic designers. Yeah, I think you can also look at outsource.com, I think is what it is. There's a bunch of different places. Honestly, the best way to get freelance is to just work and do badass art and put it on social media. That's probably one of the best ways to do it. A lot of times people reach out to you. It takes a lot of patience, but that's probably one of the best ways to do it. Maybe he's got some like... Oh yeah, well, we'll take a quick look at the whole sculpture here. If you guys are interested in going back and watching from the beginning, all these episodes are on my artist page on ZBrushLIVE.com. You can go back and watch them all if you're interested in seeing the process. Looks just like your nails. So yeah, he's coming along. You got some. Getting there. Is it possible to get something like practice in the game industry? Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly how to practice in the game industry. Um, so here's the first thing. If you're gonna spend time dedicating yourself to figuring out which companies that you want to work for and what style you want to work for, figure out if you're realistic or stylized character artist. That's the first thing, because you don't right now you don't see people that are really good at both being hired, or like there's not a lot of people that are really dope at both of those. Mostly it's like either you're a realistic character artist or you're a stylized character artist. That's the first thing. Second thing is figure out the style of work that you want to do and the companies that you want to work for. So let's say I want to work as a realistic, doing like sci-fi stuff. Like I'd love to work on Destiny. I'd love to work for 343 or Bungie or you know, any other of those handful of companies that BioWare, whatever it's going to be, right? So here's what you do. So let's say I want to work for Bungie, right? So what I need to do is I need to be able to show that I can take somebody else's concept work and create the actual piece that goes into the game, right? Like that, those people that are working there, that is my competition. So I have to be able to do work that is that good to that level, right? The problem is that it's really tough to be that good of a character artist, but also be that good of a concept artist, right? So how do you deal with the fact that you don't? It's tough to come up with all those concepts and be a really good, full pipeline, realistic character artist. So to alleviate one of those, what I do and what I have done is I go and get the concept art book for Destiny or Destiny 2. Because guess what? They have amazing concepts in there. They have the actual concepts that you would get if you were a character artist there. So how do you practice? You take that exact concept and then you make that character. And you show that you could take this particular concept and make a dope character out of it that fits within the family of what that game looks like. You've got your pipeline right there. You've got your concept, you've got your content, and you've got your quality bar. That's practice. That's exactly the practice that you'll need to do and be able to show in order to work in the industry. So that's what I've done a couple of times. Of course, there's always caveats with that, which is if you're going to work on other people's concepts, always source, right? Always credit and make sure that you're not violating any like NDAs or you're not violating anything really. You got to do it in good taste. I say this is fan art. This is fan art. This is practice. This is the concept designer. This is the game it was for. This is practice. These are the things that I'm doing, and be very, very transparent about doing it. And then you have all of the concept art right there. Just sit right there. Do it. Do I plan on printing this when you're done? I plan on actually printing this for my personal desk. So yes, I am planning on printing this. However, I cannot sell it because I don't own the IP. So that's one of the downfalls of doing fan art, is that you can't make money off of it. Well, you can in other ways, which is, you know, it could get you a job. Okay, so I think it's time to... Thanks, Ashley. Thanks for coming by. If by chance some of you crazy people that are hanging out don't know Ashley, Ashley's another awesome ZBrush Pixelogic streamer. Does amazing work. So definitely check her out, and also give her a follow on her personal channel, A Cubed Ashley. She does some awesome work. Give that girl a follow. Good to see you, Ash. You mean practice in a company, so not be fully employed, but learn for a few months from professionals. The only way that you would be able to do that is with a internship. They don't just take people willy-nilly and let them come in and practice. There's a lot of security issues and stuff that kind of go along with that, so... Alright, so this one we're going to name as forms. Form work, I could spell. And then we're going to do a new one. We're going to do skin deets. What I would do, Burning Snake, is if you're looking for more artists to follow on Twitch, is go to ZBrushLIVE.com or look at the Pixelogic site here and see all the different artists that are on. Amazing artists. We don't have a lot of environment artists, but I will plug Dynasty. He's actually a really good environment artist. DYN or DIN Dynasty is what his name is. He's worked for Massive, I think. But he does a lot of really nice stuff. So I would check him out. There's a plug for you, Dynasty. Yeah, well, I'll put my dentures up here. I'll be able to take. I'm gonna put this on my nightstand because I'm turning 40. So put this on my nightstand and make this this thing removable, and I'll just hang my dentures on his arm. Shut up, Dougie. Yeah, ZBrushLIVE.com. They got a lot of great artists on there, so definitely take a look. Yeah, I don't know. Dynasty has it's kind of a different spelling. So you have to kind of just, I don't know how he spells it. I think it's DINYST or something like that. Yeah, I'm turning 40. Yeah. Alright, let's go down here. Not for a couple more months, though. I'm going to start adding some of this skin droop stuff. Nope, turning 40 this year. I'm old man Bengtson over here. I'm going to pull this form back just a little bit. It looks a little bit weird. And give him a little bit more of the tibia muscle in here. break that up a little bit, and like this piece that comes up and around. So I'm trying to get a little bit of this same style action in here. So I'm going to try to mimic what's going on here with what's going on around there. He's got some skin pulling coming in through this way. So we'll just map some of this stuff out. We got some build up down here. Maybe we'll do some different size build ups. Right, Joanne? My wife already calls me an old man, so it's okay. I'm used to that. Yeah, but though I think it's when the kids start calling me old man, then that might be that'll be the day. So we're gonna get some build up through here as well. Traditional environment paint. Oh, there you go. Nice. Then maybe he's got a little bit of ankle fat. It's creeping up, building up above his ankle here. Fankles. Not cankles, but fankles. Maybe he's got this larger chunk. Kind of like comes into this lower. So I'm trying to make sure that these shapes aren't too similar in thickness. It starts to get a little bit weird when you have kind of this repetition of the same thickness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of meld all this into one. Let's see if I can. I don't like that. Maybe what I'll do then is I'll make this one smaller. No, I like that one the way it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this one out and make him smaller. I want to vary these up quite a bit. So if you start getting the same, you know, the same shapes kind of over and over again, it starts looking a little weird. So if you vary them up some, right, so you got large, medium, small, medium, right? That looks much better than if you have large, medium, medium, medium. So I'm always looking at those things, making sure that I have enough a large, medium, and small shape breakup. You know, so maybe we go from medium to small. That's kind of cool. So we'll get some of this breakup in here. Alright, over. Take it easy, man. Maybe we've got some of that comes up here. Maybe not so high. Maybe this fans out. Like that. Maybe this goes small to large, small to medium. Kind of losing that calf muscle in there. Maybe we'll just readjust this silhouette real quick. Alright, so the inner The inner calf goes lower for the shape, while the outer is much higher. It's out here. There we go. Start getting a little bit of that calf shape back in there. I think this is still way too much. Definitely stuff to be worked on still, but I want to make sure that when I'm doing all this extra skin stuff that I'm not losing that overall nice shape to it. Okay. I think that's it for today, though. Gotta get ready for work. Get the kids up. Oh, kid. Alright, we'll be back in a couple weeks. I'm going to try to do some personal streaming between now and then. So, let me show you guys real quick what I've been working on over there. Let's see if it's even going to come up. I haven't. This Marmoset file has been open for like a week. Oh, no, we're back. We're back? I think we're back. Yeah. Okay. So, this is what I've been working on my personal stream. If you guys are interested in coming by and watching this fun guy. I think we lost it again. Let's see. Yeah, this guy's pretty. There we go. There we go. So this is actually the low res. So I did this sculpt on the ZBrush stream. If you guys want to go back and watch the actual sculpt, but this is the actual bakes that I'm getting. Take a look at the render here, the wireframe. There's the wireframe. So yeah, this is what I'm working on my personal stream. If you guys want to follow me there, I'll be working on finishing up this guys for bake, and then we're gonna get into texturing in Substance Painter. Oh, thanks for the link, Arkgnostic. Appreciate it. So yeah, have fun, and we will see you guys soon. If you guys are interested in that hand tutorial, it's still up. I think there's still the discount going on today. So if you want to get the discount, use, I think it's BIB. Labor Day 18 on ZBrush, so check that out, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Have fun, be safe, and don't forget to follow the Pixelogic stream here on Twitch. Lots more stuff coming up. Hope you guys have fun, hope you guys learned a couple things, but most of all, I hope you are inspired to go make your own cool stuff. So do it. Go make cool shit. Alright, I think I got everybody's questions. The other one was for low res. This one will be for not for low res. This will be for printing. Okay, cool. I think I got it. Alright, have fun. See you guys. Thanks for dropping by. Later.